Guys, welcome to Finding Your Music Mojo with me, Dawn from Two Hip Chicks, and this guy over here.
I'm TC from TKR VideoCentral. Hello, everybody.
Welcome. So yeah, TC got first of all, share your good news. You got a better computer.
Oh, I got a way better computer.
Oh yeah.
Very happy with this computer so far. I've only been using it for about 24 hours, but it's great.
Isn't it nice? It's like, I'm jumping out of my old Chevy Cavalier and jumping into, I don't know, a Beamer or something. It's very much
the
that.
one I had was great. It worked when I first got it. It was fine, but I got it before I started the vinyl community, and I've already worn out the video card. They had to replace the video card once on the thing, and now it's starting to get ready to grind again. I'm like, I'm going to go for something really nice and get something that'll last a few years for streaming and production. And told them, I said, I'm going to be mostly video production and stuff like that. And oh boy, it works great, because I was doing, as I told you, the Obscurias I do, we're taking it's ridiculous when the song is sometimes as little as 3 minutes and it takes 8 to 12 minutes to process. This morning's took less than a minute. So I'm like, yeah, that's good.
That's crazy.
I've just got to get used to Fillmore at 12 now, because it's all different than Fillmore.
What are you going to do with all that extra time, man? It's just amazing.
Believe me, I have plenty to do.
Yeah, true. In the chat, Wildflower34, thank you for coming in there. Appreciate it. Welcome. Tonight's topic was going to be, we're going to talk about the equipment that we have and what we listen to music on. Back when I think probably one of our first shows, right, TC? We did.
Yeah, we didn't really go into it in great depth at that time either. We just talked about the different stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So and if people have an ask on and off for that information, so we're going to share it with you today. You want to go first, TC?
I don't care if you'd like me to.
I'm easy.
You're hosting this week, so it's your call.
Hey, that's right. I have the power. Here, I'll just leave it to you. No, okay. So let me pull up the screen with the stuff on it. Okay. How's that? All right, we're gonna share. There we go.
I actually have even better equipment in storage. I have a complete Marantz system from the early 80s that still works beautifully, but I put it in storage when we moved, and I don't know if I could get to it without tearing up the entire storage locker. So what I ended up doing was buying some new equipment. This is the new stuff I got, except for the tape deck is rather old, but I have the Sony amplifier. The Sony amplifier is model STR DH190, has great power. It's connectable to the computer, because I want to bring in stuff for it. And what are you doing over there? There you go.
I'm pulling up the amplifier you're talking about.
That has the only bad thing about the amplifier is very few amplifiers anymore have AM on the band. Right. And this has a radio tuner in it also, but it only has FM. So I don't have AM radio anymore. I have FM, and I have the connections for everything else that works through it. But it's very cool. It was fairly inexpensive. It was under $200, and it does work great. The sound quality is great. Popping over next to it on the long shot was the JVC tape deck. That's actually was part of my old stereo, and it's, I don't know, 30 years old. I have a Marantz too that was a single deck, but the JVC is a dual deck, so it goes back and forth, and it also has reverse heads, so it plays both sides. And it was fairly inexpensive at the time, and it works great too. The speakers up there are Edifer bookshelf speakers, number R1280T. They run about $100, and they also connect to the computer, although I haven't connected them to the new computer yet. But the sound quality, I live in an apartment, so I can't get too loud, but I'll tell you, you can fill up the room by just having it real low and not making sure you're not disturbing the neighbors. And they're great. That album between the two speakers is an album by an American band that is stationed, mostly American band that's stationed or living in Sweden, called First Boy on the Moon. I've played a couple of their segments on the Kirkham Report a couple times, and I first heard about it from Steve Carlson, so it's cool. You want to drop down?
Yeah, sure.
Right now,
in an apartment, there's your turntable.
That's the turntable. I picked it up About a year and a half ago. It is a Sony turntable PSL3 LX310BT, which stands for Bluetooth. You can listen directly through your headphones with the Bluetooth signal. If you have Bluetooth headphones, you don't have to connect it to anything. It also connects directly to the computer, so I can rip. Well, I don't know if that's ripping or not, because you're not ripping it with a laser. It's
recording.
Just recording all the, which is what I intend to do, is get all my stuff digitized eventually. That's what I've got right now. I have some other peripherals that I use for podcasting and for recording. I have my little Zoom recorder if I ever need it. I have the Rodecaster Pro when I'm doing stuff like this, but none of that connects directly to the stereo.
Welcome. Okay, so we did welcome Wildflower. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Also, Robert.
Hello, Robert.
Here. Welcome, Robert. And Jennifer Hayes is here. Welcome, Jennifer.
Robert, he of the last minute 45 bids at Johnny's auction. That's what Robert is.
Do you blame him? Do you blame him?
When he's sneaking in after Johnny's called twice or 3 times, and to me, yes.
There's a delay. I can defend him. Because there's always a delay. It's an auction. It's an auction, sir.
And hello to Jennifer also.
Welcome, guys. Yeah, we're kind of showing it for those of you who are late coming in. We're talking about the equipment that we use to listen to our music. And
I mean, that backdrop looks terrible because of all the wires hanging down. When I get the new office set up, I'm going to have
glamour
all this
shots in. Then
I actually do have. I got a desk with a large U-shaped desk that I still need to put in here. And I got it with the idea of making it like a DJ booth in a radio station, which is what I was working with when I was at discjockey.com. And it'll have everything right at my fingertips. Yeah. But you won't see all those unsightly wires at that time. Or the plug strip.
Wait for those glamour shots.
Yeah.
Robert said he was, in his defense, I guess he was walking from the store and he couldn't get in until the last minute. So do not give him a hard time.
That's okay. I'm just giving you a bad time, Robert. Thank you.
So yeah, no glamour shots here today, folks. Even for both of us. Although I did pull some stuff as well. I have a question though. You said you're in an apartment, right? Yeah. So those speakers don't get used to their full potential. You're mostly headphones.
Yeah.
When you're listening to music, and what are your headphones? Share that with the group.
I have 2 sets. I have the set I'm wearing now. This goes with the Rodecaster Pro, and I use it primarily for podcasting and recording, but they are Sony Studio Pros, I believe. Let me look at them here.
Okay. Now we talk about them because you can't hear.
Sorry, Audio Technica Studio Pros.
Okay, there you go.
And the ones I use for my everyday listening, are E7s from Cohen. I don't know if you can see the name on that or not. Okay, these are wireless. They recharge. And the sound quality is unbelievable. And I have most of my music on the computer. All my CDs are ripped, and I have a lot more on the computer also. So I can use those. And I have a CD player that's not hooked up here because it's still in storage. But I keep buying CDs, and I did get a new Blu-ray CD drive for the new computer that I'll be using to rip those. So I'll have more music in the near future. But yeah, headphones is 90% of the time.
Another question for you. You said you rip your CDs, right? Yep. Are you ripping those lossless, or are you ripping them with MP3 format, or what level of MP3 are you ripping them into?
I usually rip them at MP3 at 320.
Okay.
So some of the earlier stuff I still have on the deck that I've never gotten rid of, although I've re-ripped them, is in Windows Media Player format.
WMA, people, for those of you who don't know what that is.
Yeah. Because they take up a lot less space, but you lose some of the sound. So
yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
And a lot of the stuff I've downloaded in the last couple of years where I've gotten download codes, I've downloaded the AIFF files, which are supposedly better than everything else, and the FLAC files, which are really good too.
Yeah, or FLAC.
They also take up a lot of space, so
they do. So you need a lot of hard drive space.
Yeah,
like multiple terabytes of hard, depending on your collection, of course. But yeah, for sure.
Oh, I could never afford the space to do all my whole collection on FLAC. Oh God, I'd never be able to do it.
I know. You need like a server, like multiple hard drives and a lot of space. NASA type. So
all right, so let's see your
setup.
Mine,
but I wanted to see if anybody had questions about yours first.
Okay.
So anybody in the chat have a question about TC setup or what he has done here, or what how you know, if you have questions about the specific components or whatever. The dual deck, I also have a dual deck. Do you find that you use it a lot, or do you just find that you use one over the other?
I haven't used the cassette deck in a while. It's just hooked up in case I need it, because I have a very limited collection of cassettes. Kim is the one that has all the cassettes, and she got those all the time, and a lot of those she's converted to CDs, and my cassettes mostly are cutouts or stuff I've recorded my own mixes, and almost all of those are in storage too. So I've never gone over to get them, but I'm gonna, one of these days we're gonna have to go clean that storage unit out, and then we'll get some good stuff out then too.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, let's see what I've got here. Hold on. That was yours. There you go. First thing I'm going to show you is this resembles my turntable very much. This is not a picture of my turntable, but it is my turntable. This is an old project. I don't know if it's a 5 or a 1. I can't remember now, but it's a very old turntable that we got gifted from a friend of ours, and I love it to death.
Good friend.
A damn good friend.
Yeah, yes, for a project, even though they're a pain in the ass to use. But
they are a pain in the ass, and we were discussing that earlier. For those of you who don't know, this is pretty much looking at it, right? This is the turntable. You're like, where do you turn it on? Where do you adjust the speed? That's the fun part. There's a toggle switch under the left-hand corner that you turn it on and off with. The speed, as TC was saying, is a pain in the butt, because you literally have to pick up the glass turntable cover. This has a pad on it, and I too have a pad, but mine's a cork pad. Lift that off, and then it exposes the metal turntable underneath with holes in it, so you can reach in and pull the belt off of the spindle and put it up to 33 or down to 45, depending on what you want to play. That's how you adjust it, and then you spin it a little bit to get the belt on track, and then you turn it back on. That's how you do it.
I have a button.
So what?
I have a button. 33, 45.
I know.
That's all I have to do.
My other turntable has a button. It's like, come on. So yeah.
Seriously, though, the projects are super nice. They come, I mean, they're low end. They're on the low end of the high end turntables, right. And they're good turntables. They have good needles. They have good cartridges. They have good everything. It's just that I don't know who came up with that belt design idea, but I suppose it was to cut costs. Yeah.
It cut costs. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, hon. We're talking about the systems and components that we have. So yeah, that turntable is, if you ever look at my Facebook or my Instagram, that's the turntable I'm taking pictures on upstairs. And I always take them off my phone, so I couldn't, like, I know I have a picture of my turntable. I have 50 million pictures of my turntable playing different things, but do you think I could put one up for today's show? No. No. So, unless I've got one on here, let me double check. No. Yeah, but on Facebook, man, you'll see that turntable all the time. It is a nice turntable. It's got the really good sound when you put a good cartridge on it. And it has really decent, like, wow and flutter's not a problem with it. So it's got a good sound to it. It does need a preamp, and I do have a preamp for that. It's a, I have a Pile preamp that I run it through. And I have a couple other ones, but that's the one I use on that one. So in case you guys don't know, some turntables will need to have a preamp, and some are switchable. So they have line phono versus line out. And it's a different volume. It's at a different power setting and volume. So that's why you have to have need to have a, preamp.
Yeah. Yeah. Some turntables come with a built-in preamp function, which mine does. So I don't need to use the preamp when I put it through the amplifier, just plug it in and go. So,
and some are switchable, so you could use them either or.
Yeah. Mine is actually.
Yeah. I just sold a Sony turntable that I had relisted after it fell off of eBay, and I was like, oh, damn, this thing is switchable. I should have kept it. But no. Nah, oh, well, too late now. So that's my main turntable. It was a gift. I would probably not buy one because I don't like to spend that kind of money on things, but it's a beautiful turntable, even for its age.
That level of project, if you were buying it now, I think the current model, low-end model like that runs $450.
Yeah, it's not
somewhere in that
thousands.
general vicinity.
Yeah. It's not thousands, but it's a good chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a representation of the actual cassette deck I own. We laugh because it's hidden under a bunch of stuff now, and some of the cameras on top of it. This is a JVC TD blah 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 blah. What is this thing? TDW1101 or something. It is a dual deck, just like TC has. It will do metal, and it does high bias. You can set the Dolby to different settings. It's a nice deck. And I got it for like what?
Go ahead. Sorry, don't want to interrupt.
I was gonna say I got it used, and I picked it up at the thrift store.
Nothing wrong with that. You know how to refurbish those, so that's good.
Exactly. The honey hole that we go to for our thrift store, a person was walking in with this to donate it, and I'm like, hey, does it work? He's like, yeah, it was my dad's. He's passed away. I'm like, that's cool. So I bought it right away, and I spent like $5 or $10 for it. So not bad at all.
Oh, damn, that's a good deal. Yeah, because I'm just looking at that. I'm just thinking, my deck and your deck, both JVCs, they're not that different. I probably have the one that's, if that one,
stylized.
I think they're probably like right next to each other in terms of style and time and age.
Yeah,
because the controls are the same or look pretty much the same, and they're do
pretty
the same
close,
thing. Yeah,
for sure. Hey, okay, who's in? Momster came in. Yay, Momster!
Hey, Momster! Hi, and hi to Julie also,
here.
And Angry Otter is here.
Mike's
Hello,
here. Michael's here. The angriest otter. So yeah, guys who came in late, we're kind of showing off our equipment, and if you guys have any questions about equipment or anything, please go ahead and feel free to hit us with those. We are more than welcome. You are more than welcome, and we are more than willing. That's what I want to say. To answer these questions. So yeah, it's a nice deck. It'll do metal, although you play hell trying to find metal tapes anymore, but you can set.
It's
what I like
just
about
hell
that,
finding blank tapes anymore, let alone blank metal tapes.
I know, right? I mean, I'm not past buying a box of tapes of crap country or whatever. Sorry, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Just to get the high bias blanks that people have recorded on, just to get them.
Yeah.
So thank you, Julie. That's very sweet. He's looking at his turntable. There you go. Let me see. I think I'm gonna excuse me back a second. I gotta double check something. I can't remember if this one's set. Yeah, I can. There you go. So I can set balance and bias on that cassette deck, which is lovely. So when I'm recording on it, and I don't do a lot of recording now. Most of what I do with it is rewind tapes and play them to make sure that they work good so I can sell them. Mm-hmm. But I do have some stuff on tape. A lot of it, though, is just that. It's more of a utilitarian thing. I don't really listen to it that often. But yeah, love the deck. It's a great deck. And I got a hell of a deal on it.
JVCs are good workhorses. They last forever.
There's a thumbnail for next week.
That's a plug for Chick Chat Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is my work deck. This is the deck that I play grade almost every record that we get. And if you come in on some of our play grading parties, you see the camera down shot of the turntable. Actually, I have to thank DC Cells for this. It's a little felt thing she printed up for us. It says 2 Hip Chicks on it. It's a record mat, which is very cool. But so it works great for the down shot on the turntable, but it is a realistic belt drive. You can see the buttons to change the speeds, even a cheap realistic turntable.
Well, that's the kind of buttons I have on mine, right in the front and up and down also.
This has a built-in
it took a while getting used to it.
Yep. So this has a built-in preamp, and I can actually run it just directly to a line in versus having to have a phono or a preamp added to it. So that's cool. It's a great little belt drive. Right now I've got an Audio Technica cartridge on it. They're good little workhorses. They're about $20-$25 depending on where you buy them, and they just pop right on and take off. They last a good long time too. So
yeah, what people don't realize about the Realistic brand, people are always complaining about it because, oh, that's Radio Shack. You know something? They made excellent turntables. Everybody has always said their turntables are workhorses. And mean, as long as you are careful with it and you replace the cartridge and stuff as you need it, it's going to last you a while.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's a belt drive, so I can replace the belt when I need to. The motor is in really good shape. I would not want to, and yeah, it's kind of dusty, but everything down here is. I would not want to play grade stuff on my project. I can tell you that, because I play some really crappy, some really badly distressed records. Hey,
like that
Rev,
Rockwell.
Welcome. Yeah, like that Rockwell.
That Rockwell was terrible.
Welcome, thank you for coming in.
Frisbee.
Yeah, there was some Frisbee quality stuff there. And, so I don't want to torture a nice cartridge. I think on the project I've got right now, Auraphone on there. It's not a really expensive one, but it's not cheap. It's one of the nice little pointy ones. Anyway, the DJs I think DJ would be the best way to say that, right? Didn't they use those? Those Auraphone, I should say.
It depends.
Cartridges. Yeah. But I don't want to torture it with all the different crap that I play from these jukebox lots that we buy. So there you have that. Jennifer reminded Mary of something. Make sure you hit the thumb. Thank you.
Just smash the thumb. Yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer. You're very sweet. So yeah, so that's the workhorse down here. Up above it, let me see. Yeah, that's yours again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Hang on. Up above it is this guy.
Michael, that's exactly what Adam at Record Crate says. He calls them pre-loved when they're messed up like that.
Right. they've been rode hard and put away wet is what I call them, because they're in bad shape. Bad shape. More dust to show off from my collection here. This is the little powerhouse audio amp that I have down here. It's a pile. It's a class. I think it's a class D amp or whatever. But basically, it's just a digital amp, electronic. I can also put SD cards in it and USB, as you can see. It's just got a simple bass and treble adjustment, but that's all I really need down here. And if you ask Mary, sometimes I have the bass too loud anyway. So, and this little guy is probably maybe $40-$50, not much. And because there are two reasons I have this one. One is space. I mean, it's bad enough I have a full-size dual cassette deck and a turntable down here, but I have to have an amp as well. And I have had bigger amps down here. I just don't need that for, what I do down here. So that's why. All right, let me check this out. Here we go. Speakers for us. We have the JBL 2500s. I can't remember where I got these. It was another thing where I probably picked them up at a garage sale or a thrift shop. Great little bookshelf type. I mean, they're not little. They're probably, I'd say they're twice the size of a normal bookshelf speaker, which is about this big. So they're about that big. But they have great sound. They're wood cabinets. They have great separated woofer tweeter in them, and they sound really good. And again, ask my wife, she'll tell you sometimes they're too damn loud. And they're up on the shelf right underneath the ceiling joist. So there you go, the floor joist upstairs. So I do to crank it.
You know what you tell Mary when she says that, though?
What?
When she says they're too loud, you just got to look at her with a straight face and say, no, it's all about the bass, honey. No trouble.
It's all about the bass. Yeah, well, what I've been telling her, don't tell anybody. But if I'm play grading, I have to have it loud so I can hear all the pops.
Do you use headphones for play grading?
Yeah, most of the time I do.
Yeah.
Unless I'm alone down here. Or sometimes Mary comes down too and we listen to them. Sometimes the records are so bad you don't have to crank them up very loud to find out how bad they are. Yeah. And sometimes a lot of times I will put headphones on to play grade if I really have a very high priced record that I know is worth some money. If it grades at a certain level, I will make damn sure before I list it that I have play graded that thing to the best of my ability, which would be with headphones, because you do want to hear the subtleties, So there you have it.
4 feet tall, Michael. Speakers that are 4 feet tall. Yeah. Oh my Lord!
I wouldn't deny it. Yeah,
I actually have a pair of those with my Marantz, and I haven't seen them for ages because they're in storage. So it's like, okay.
In a previous life, I had I had many, many, many tall speakers. And some of the last ones, I finally got rid of my bigger speakers. I mean, some of them went by the way of past relationships. When you split up, somebody got the children, and it wasn't me. But
you got the cat, he got the speakers.
Exactly. And then I had a set of DJ, some big old box DJ speakers and stands and everything, and I got rid of those after I moved here. So just because there's no place to put them. I had them in the garage for a while. That was fun, but you know, I had them in the living room for a while. That was fun, but yeah. So yeah, there you go. So that's those.
Whoa, back to being big again. Okay.
Back to being big. I think I got rid of everything. Hang on a second. Yeah, speakers, amps. Yeah. Okay, I got them all. There we go. So yeah, those are that's some nice speakers there, man. Anytime. Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome. Anytime picker. Who else we got in? Thank you guys for coming in. So we were sharing our equipment, our audio equipment, and I wondered what you guys thought, or if you had any questions about what we play things on, or what. Most of the time, I know I listen to the one down here. Although if I'm upstairs and I have to chew through some albums real quick, I'll use the one upstairs. But it's kind of this thing is almost always on, one way or another. Let's see here. Hey, Mike. I got them from the dad. Oh, yeah. The big speakers. They did sound good, though. I mean, you could have a subwoofer back then, but it was rare. You'd have just big woofers, right?
Yeah.
You had a big set of woofers. Multiples. I mean, 2 or 3 in a case sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Speakers. Exactly. You want a nice. Now, Bose has nice speakers, and they do sound bigger than they are.
Yeah.
But you pay for that too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, pay for Bose that, baby.
Yeah, expensive for me. I can't afford it.
No, I mean we did get a sound. We got a Bose soundbar when we bought our soundbar, but it was not the most expensive one, and it still sounds amazing. I mean, for its size, it sounds really good. So. Oh, and then sorry, I did forget something. Headphones. I use these, which are little Raycons earbuds. There you go. I don't really, and I do have a pair of headphones, but they're just generic. These are Playtronics, so I suppose. Oh, this has a microphone. That's why. So I have these too if I want to listen to them with headphones. And then I have a nice pair of Sonys upstairs that I used up there to listen to. So because I live in my own house, I can crank it if I wanna.
Until Momster or Mary tells you, turn that thing down, Missy.
Yeah, exactly. I have a mixing board upstairs, and I have another one of these piles up there. But I also a lot of times will just run it off the mixing board because again, it needs to have a preamp and whatever. I'll run it off the little realistic mixing board I have and run it actually right out to my computer speakers that has a subwoofer. But I'm not trying to fill the house with sound either. I'm just trying to hear it. So
yeah.
What are those? I can't remember what speaker system I have down there now for the computer. It'll come to me. But anyway. So I legitimately have 2 places that I can play records, which is nice. So, any questions about my setup, TC?
Well, I think you got a nice job there. I think you have to be it's a pain in the ass to change it, so don't play 45s on the project. Other than that, I would just say, yeah, it's a good setup.
It is. It's a pain. It's total pain.
What kind of soundboard do you have set up with it upstairs?
Just like the mixing board, you mean?
Yeah.
It's just a little realistic one. Another realistic, thank you, that I had ever since I started DJing.
Oh, the sliders?
Yeah.
Little slider. I have one of those. I think it's in storage too. I have a bigger one over here that I took off when I got the Rodecaster.
It's got like input for 2 mics and 2 turntables and then the master out. So it's just a little one.
Yeah.
And it's got the left and right slider for the 2 different turntables, so I could literally mix in.
Yep.
I did get a bigger one as we got a little more progressive into our DJing, but that thing is just another workhorse.
Yeah.
Another, it just, as long as you keep the contacts clean on the sliders, it works fine. So it really does. Oh man. So anybody out there in chat world that wants to has a question for TC or I about what we're playing our stuff on?
Or would like to share more of what you have, what you play with, if you have any that you use. I don't know. So many people that are still just not into vinyl. They've just stuck with CDs or tapes that it's,
Yeah. Oh, I do. I must confess, I have a I have a suitcase turntable that I play 78s on, but I usually run that either headphones, because those speakers are horrible. I had bought a 78 cartridge for it specifically for playing old 78s, because you can't play it with an LP.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that back in the one of the early shows.
Yeah, I have a little suitcase that it's pink, and I play 78s on. So that is the other thing I have.
Well, either way, that suitcase player is way better than the close-in play I know you started with.
Yeah, I have that up there too. I just don't play on it. I don't have my Mary. Somebody got me, and I think it was Mary, got me the close and play at a sale we were at one day, and I have yet to fix it up. I was going to, restore it or whatever, and not play anything on it at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a few sacrificial styrene records out there that I could use on it. No. Yeah, the close and play, for you guys who don't know, is basically it's a piece of plastic with a needle attached to it and a little cone diaphragm kind of thing that would make the sound when you closed it on the record. It would play it, things turning around, but it tortured the heck out of records. I think it was a metal needle. I don't think it was anything at all like a real needle or a real.
It was designed for little kids so they could carry it with them too, and
torture the records. Yes.
Yeah.
Give them something to play their records on and never see them again. I mean, it literally would do the damage that people say that the little suitcase ones do. It would do it much worse.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, I did mine a lot worse when I had, when I was a kid, I had a powder blue GE Kitty player. And as the needle started getting worse and worse, it started causing more and more damage to my 45s. Yeah. And eventually Mom had to let me start using the stereo for stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mary said she did get it online. She got it online for me. Yeah. And yep. Yeah, it's terrible. I would, I would never play a record on it that I ever wanted to hear again.
Yeah.
I might try it. Hey, Virtual Shopkeeper's here. Welcome, Dee Dee. How you doing, sweetie? We are talking equipment. We're talking equipment tonight. So yeah. So how often have you I obviously replaced my cartridges a lot because I have a lot of hours on them. And they say you're supposed to do maybe like 500 hours. Wasn't that the rule of thumb for replacing a cartridge or a needle?
I don't know. I have never worried about it. If you take good care of it, it's seriously, if you take good care of that needle and as long as you're watching it, you'll notice when it's ready to be changed. When we had our stereo, Mom had that stereo for 30 years and she changed the needle, I think twice the whole time. And it was just no major damage. She took care of it. She taught me to take care of it. This one,
I agree. Yeah.
And this one also has the type, because it is a proprietary Sony. You can't change the cartridge. You can only change the needle. So so that'll be in consideration. But I'm nowhere near even the low end of maintenance yet with it. So.
I play a lot of records though, so understand that.
Yeah.
You
have to.
I have replaced the cartridge on this twice so far. But you will notice, when they start to wear. Number one, records will start to skip easier.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot of times where I'll play something on a worn cartridge and then go play it on a different turntable and it doesn't skip. So then it's it's like a sign. But yeah, keep them clean. Keep them clean for sure. And just take care of them. Don't abuse them. Don't play with them at all or
the nice thing
weight on them.
The really nice thing about the cleaning now is it's getting easier and easier to take care of the equipment. Those little pots of goo that they give you now to clean your needle, those things clean it so thoroughly that if you're keeping track of cleaning your needle every 2 or 3 days, if you're playing a lot, or every week, and you keep track of that, you're going to be able to extend the life of that needle quite a bit without ever having to worry about damage.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, you do definitely have to take care of them, and they will get dirty, and a dirty needle will also pretend to be a bad needle.
Yeah.
So definitely you want to, if you can't, first of all, you could probably take a toothbrush and just go this way with it if you don't have anything else to clean your needle with, like to try to get the stuff off it. But if it doesn't work, you do need to get serious.
They do make small kits. I got the nice dishwasher from you, thank you. But I have a smaller kit that comes with that has the record similar pad, but it's not nowhere near as big as the dishwasher is. But it came with a needle brush, and it's super soft, and it cleans all the lint off. And then I also have a package of goop that came with the set that Kim got me for Christmas. So everything is super. I know exactly where everything is and how to make sure it's there. And I also have a good cleaner. So
yeah. So let me pull this out. This brush that came with the dishwasher, this little guy, it can be used. It's soft enough to be used on your needle or your cartridge, but it also works well to clean the stuff off of the dishwasher itself.
Right. Yeah.
Going with the grain the other way. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And yes, I'm moving the camera. Sorry, guys. Don't hate me. My camera, the dishwasher is my thing for moving the camera around. There you go. The whole table. Feel like you're at sea? There you go. So anyway, yeah. So welcome everybody. Let's see who came in. Maggie Noodle came in. Yep. Okay. So did I miss anybody? If I did, I'm so sorry. And I think we're also, although I did not plan it that way, I might have hit the wrong button, and we might be on Facebook too. So if you're on Facebook, welcome. I don't know. You never know sometimes. When you do the show, you do yours on Facebook?
Well, I'm sending it to Facebook, but Facebook says nobody can see it. It's apparently locked. I send it to Twitch too. So
we're doing, Twitch, that's cool. So yeah, there's both TC and I have a playlist set up for these shows to fall on to. So you can hit either of our channels and pick up the older episodes. And if you have any questions and stuff, please put them in the chat if you're here. But if not, and you're watching this after the fact, put them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, for sure.
Always, yeah.
Always. So what else is new in your life besides your new computer?
Nah, I'm still working on that. Let me get through that first. Learning curves are fun. And my password program seems to be acting up, so I have to restart it every time I need to put a password in. But
that's got to be a thing. That's got to be something that you can take care of.
Yeah,
I don't know. We've bought a lot more 45s, by the way.
Oh yeah,
a lot more.
Anything good?
Well, it's I'm pulling them out by the handful, mind you. Okay,
been a lot of country stuff lately.
I know. What to do? So I'm literally getting them by the handful like this. And they come in with country. I can't help it, Sometimes there's country in this pile. So
it's Michigan.
It's Michigan. You're gonna find country. I got country. The square dancing one. I found some more square dancing ones, and I think I have a whole pile of German spoken or German, like totally. They're all. It said right in there. These are German language songs. I'm like, great. I can't wait to listen to those.
Those might sell quite well on eBay. You never know. Like that. Yeah.
There's a large vinyl German community out there. You never know.
And then you, of course, have that wonderful dry cleaning song.
The dry cleaning song is beautiful. You should not poo-poo the dry cleaning song. Dry clean if you care, kids. That's what we've heard. Yeah, I would love to. I'm going to put in the chat speaking of that, it reminded me. Thank you very much, TC. If I can get that to go away. I'm going to put in the chat my email. And what we do is, and TC sits in on these when he can, we do a play grading party behind the scenes in StreamYard. So if you guys want to attend that, please send me an email and tell me you want to attend it. And the next time we do it, I will send you an email and let you know when it is. But basically, you sit in the back room of StreamYard and you just listen. And you can talk in the private chat. So
yeah, they're fun. We enjoy those. And sometimes we can screech when you put it on, like somebody's watching me with Rockwell. You couldn't even hear the first lines of the song because it was so bad.
It was horrible.
It was like, holy cow. Do you find how many of all those 45s that you've been buying and selling to me and everybody else, on the average, when you buy a giant lot, how many are actually not sellable?
It about averages 10%? Out to about what?
About 10% or so?
Yeah, I'd say 10% probably is a good round figure. About 10% are not usable. Either they're broken or they're badly damaged and heavily loved, or whatever you want to call it. It's like, that's abuse. That's not love. That's abuse. Yeah. So they, see, Julie sold the Square Dance ones. Yeah. Sold Square Dance 45s on eBay, and they are, they do go for good money.
You sold those other dance ones on eBay.
I sold some to people who were watching, and I sold some to on eBay too. So yeah, they are. Yeah, it's not something you find everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, about 10% are trashed. Either they're crafting quality, or they're just disgusting. They're cracked or whatever. When I say disgusting, they're
so disgusting you can't even use them for crafts. That's like bad.
Exactly. I've had, like I use the microfiber cloths to clean everything, right? Multiple times with solution that I have. And it, you just like, oh, I can't use that rag again for 145. 145. But yeah, they're gross.
Well, I saw some of those ones that were so dusty that you got that one time, and they actually didn't play bad once you got them clean, but it was like, wow.
Exactly. But yeah, and then it's like a lot, depends on the lot, of course, but sometimes I'll get a bunch of old 50s and 60s stuff, country. Some is more country than others, but most people go for the pop and the rock. And, we have that, and that seems to be their favorite, but some of the country ones or the folk are definitely stuff that you probably heard as crossover or whatever. So certain artists anyway. That's cool. Robert says the first 45 was Beth by Kiss. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, geez, I don't remember what I got, the first 45 I got, because I used to get them when my mother would buy me a 45 if I was taking regular medication injections every 6 weeks or so. Yeah. And so
that was your candy?
And I remember getting something by Wayne Newton once, and I was like 4 or 5. I don't think I still have it. I don't even remember what it was. So it's like, okay.
So I don't know what I first bought, but I know that I had hand-me-down 45s because I had older sisters and aunts and uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember certain songs were like Everly Brothers. I'd get some of those. This is old shit. A song, one of the songs was called Suspicion. I can't remember the artist of that one. Forget Him. Forget him if he doesn't love you. That one. Just stupid songs, right? But now I'm like, hey, I know that song. And it's way older than I am. Thank you very much. So yeah. But I don't remember what I bought when I was buying records. I remember getting gifted some things. I mean, we're talking like when I couldn't afford records until I was much older. So later teens. Definitely after I was 12. I didn't have anything, but I did have the hand-me-down stuff. Unless my mother wants to share that she remembers what I bought. I was more into taking apart and putting together turntables and things, and listening to the records that my rest of my family had.
When I was a kid, I lived in this little tiny town in Ohio called Utica. About, I don't know, 1,200 people. And the one department store they had was a Ben Franklin, and it was a variety store. And they sold records. They had 45s for 69 cents, but they also had these cool cutout packages. You could get 6 45s for $1. And I got a lot of those when I was a kid. Starting when I was about 6, I'd get one of those pretty much every other week or whatever. And I started buying certain other things I was interested in that my mom's, like I've said on my other shows, I've been into music since I was 3 or so. My mom first got me my first record player when I was 3, and she was a big music fan too. So I've been going at it my whole life. So
cool. Julie says my husband just yelled out Terry Stafford. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Julie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can't remember the artist half the time. You know how it is. But yeah, so older 45s. I do remember picking up Carpenters. I had a friend who turned me onto those.
Smart friend.
Smart friend?
Smart friend.
Yeah, that's another story. Anyway, The best thing I got out of that relationship was the Carpenters. Thank you very much. That's the only thing I'm going to say about that guy. But yeah, so turn me on to the Carpenters. But and then of course it was just a downhill from there. It's like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. That and Barry Manilow. I do remember having the Barry Manilow live album when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
because I started that album.
I got all kinds of hand-me-downs too from my mom's friends or my mom's friends' kids. So most of my early 45s were coming from them, were late 60s, mid 60s, late 60s stuff like the Monkees, the Cowsills. I never got anything really heavy metal or rock from them. They were all pop people like me. So
yeah. There you go. Yeah, so musical taste. My grandmother liked West Side Story and musicals, so we had a bunch of those albums, literally. And let's see, a bunch of the, of course, what was it? You just get the variety packs from like Reader's Digest, that kind of thing. And then my oldest sister was into the Moody Blues and all that, that whole thing. So there was a lot of Moody Blues, for sure. I'm trying to think of what else she turned me on to. Oh, she definitely had all the Moody Blues, and she had, I think she had Dark Side of the Moon, which is possible from that era. Yeah. Monster. Always love the Carpenters. Here we go. You listen to all my old records, mostly rock and roll and Elvis. Oh yeah, Elvis. Let's not forget Elvis. Yeah. Me too. I'm a sucker for the 70s. Thank you very much, Robert. I agree.
Yeah, me too.
For sure. Yeah. So, 70s and 80s is that, I was more, but when I was growing up, I was in a predominantly African-American neighborhood where I grew up. So the local AM station there played a lot of R&B and a lot of Motown type stuff. I really got into that. It's just good music all around. So
yeah,
doing as much hard rock. Hard rock was more Grand Rapids, LAV kind of thing.
One of the things I've been finding out since I started doing a show called the Radio Retro Countdown every Sunday is I'll go through and I'll pull, I literally pull them from the internet. I'll go online and find a radio station with old playlists and stuff and pull the playlist. And I thought I knew 70s music pretty well. This one that I posted on Sunday, which was from March of 72, there were 40 songs. I only knew 23 of them. I didn't know 17 of the songs that were in their top 40. I'm like, seriously? I've never heard of these. And I'm like, I'm good at 70s stuff, especially early 70s stuff. So it's like, I had never heard of that Gladys Knight and the Pips. I'd never heard of that whatever, Softly Whispering I Love You by the English Congregation. Sounds like one of these evil children's choirs performing in a horror movie. I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? But I'm finding that stuff out.
It'll mess with you.
But I love doing that because I'm finding all kinds of stuff for watching that show or doing those countdowns.
Yeah, just when or you think you know everything, right? There you are.
There's always at least one or two that I don't know, unless it's something right in that one sweet spot between 76 and 82 or 83. I will know almost everything in that time slot. So
70s, it could have been 80 children. It could have been evil children. So
you're a big help, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? It could have been even Children of the Corn. We don't know. What the hell? It could have been any of them.
No, the thing I didn't know, that one was actually put together by Roger Cook and Roger Greenway. They were the band. They were the two producers responsible for a ton of bubblegum music from the 70s in England, including White Plains, My Baby Loves Lovin', Give Me That Ding by the Pipkins. This is the same guys putting together this weird little The Congregation. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is just weird.
Give me that thing. I haven't heard that in a long time. Give me that thing.
Oh, I'll have to write that down. Let's see if I.
Oh yeah, here we go. Obscura. Here we go. And every time I think of something to send you for Obscura, and then I totally forget to do it, and then I drop it. It falls out of my brain like a Cheeto, which is gone. Cheeto on the floor.
Well, that's good. It's just a Cheeto, because if it was Patrick's Maui chips, you wouldn't even remember it before you were finished eating it.
That's true. It's true. That's so true. I know. But yeah, it's amazing. There's songs that I'm like, I've never heard this before in my life. And it was number 5 on the charts. And what the heck? Where was I? How did I never hear this song before?
Is that the one from today?
No. I knew that one today.
Okay.
That one I knew.
Yeah, because
that one I knew. I think I commented. I like this song. I love this song.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah.
I played that specifically because one of my other buddies in the vinyl community, Calico Silver, is going through and giving his opinions on the year-end top 100s every year in Billboard.
Yeah.
And that song came up, and he didn't like practically anything in 1970. And I'm like, and it's like, I don't really remember if I like this song. It was probably crap. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to play a song for you this week. And there it was. He's like, damn it, now I have to like it. What? Damn it, TC, stop doing that to me.
Stop doing it. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What is Michael saying to me? I'm sure, Dawn, you still have not checked out. I think I did. It's been a while because you talked about that a while ago. Now I got to double check it. Damn it. I thought I did because I thought I had caught up on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying it was life-changing and I should have said something? Is that what you're saying, sir? Dancing in the Dark. I know.
Hello, Yvonne, and hello, Jedit. And nice to have you come in by.
Jedit! Welcome, darling. Welcome, Jedit. Yes, Frisch. Yes. Come on in. Sit on down. When we were young, did you? That's it. That's all I got out of that one. Oh, he retracted it. Okay. Come back with it. We'll still answer it. I did, probably. I'll answer it that way for right now until you come up with another one. But yeah. I will double check. Michael, I'm sure I did, but I will double check it. And I will let you know. I will report back to the class. Oh my God. It's probably the best version of Dancing in the Dark. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought I remember hearing it. I'm not a big fan of the Springsteen one anyway. It's okay. But I think, yeah. Springsteen. Best version. Yeah. Maybe. I will double check it for sure. So I was gonna ask you something about Obscura. Oh, you said the 70s you only knew like half of them or whatever?
On that last 60%? List, yeah, I was like, I knew slightly more than 50% of what was on that list this past week, which was just amazing.
That's crazy. I'm going to now have to listen to it again. I started listening to it and then I got called away and I never finished the show. And now I got to go through and see how my score goes, basically, is what I'm saying.
And Kim's like, nope. I mean, she's 5 years younger than me, so it's why. So
when you were young, did you spin your records backwards? On occasion, especially if I heard a rumor that there might be something weird on it. There never really was. And I had one record, which was the original release of They're Coming to Take Me Away. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho. That one.
And the flip side,
the flip side was backwards. Yeah. It was totally backwards. So, which was fun. That was weird. Look, you want to see parents run around the corner going, "What the hell is that?" That's the one to do it to. That's the one.
I have a record very similar, not that way, but do you remember Dickie Goodman? He was a master of the cut-in comedy record. Where he'd ask the question. Yeah.
Yes, he did Mr. President.
Yeah. He did a whole series of those during Watergate, and one of them was called Mr. President. On the flip side of Mr. President, there was the track is called The Mistake, and at the very beginning you have Mr. President, I want to know, and then 3 minutes of silence. It's hilarious because it's like the tape went missing. Of course, is what he was implying. So, nice. Some artists have lots of fun with that, and the backward masking.
Oh, good to know. Okay, hang on a second. I got to write that one down too. I have to find that on YouTube because I don't have it. It's a B-side of Mr. President?
A B-side of either Mr. President or Energy Crisis 74, but I don't think that was it. I think it was Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you, Goodman. Got it. See, I'm learning so much here. You did that. Wait a minute. I let my friends do that. They didn't want to scratch the records. They what? I literally, at one time, I do remember setting up two turntables and having the tone arm from one play it backwards from the other, just because.
Yeah.
To try to make it work. But yeah, crazy.
Well, back in the day, the only way you could do it was putting the turntable in neutral and hoping it wouldn't break the record, you know?
Yeah. Heck, I could just take the belt off my project and do it.
Yeah.
Or any turntable.
Yeah. But then again, you're going against the grain of the needle when you do that. So
I know you are. So you got to be very careful. That's why this.
Remember what I said about you? If you take care of your needle, you won't have to replace it that often. That is one of the things you do not want to do.
The Orifons are set up though. They got the nice little pointy nose on them. They're perfect for that kind of activity. What you telling me that any DJ that scratches is messing up their needle?
Well, no, they have needles made specially for that.
Right.
But the Orifon needles that DJs use are wider and they're more hollow, so they don't pick up everything that you hear. If you're going to a club, if the turntables in the clubs, they're going to have slightly different. Because I have a turntable like that in the other room that I haven't really used it because it doesn't have the kind of sound that it has on the new one.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do a lot of scratching with a regular needle. That's for sure. Yeah, it'll mess with it. It'll mess with it. Have you ever played? Here is a question for you since we got a little time. 4 minutes. Have you ever tried wet playing a record?
No.
No?
No.
Never? Not even just to see how it affected the sound quality of a bad record?
No.
You should. Think of it as a side project. I have done that.
Did it help?
I watch too many YouTubers that play around with things like that, like V Westlife and I don't know. I can't remember if Techmoan did it or not, but I know V Westlife did. It does. It helps some of the bad noise on it.
All right, I'll have to go check. I subscribe to him. I'll have to go check his videos out then.
V Westlife, he did do it, and I think also who's the chick? It's science chick, and I can't remember her name either now. Damn it. Anyway, she did it too. But anyway, yes, you don't do it with a very good cartridge though.
Yeah.
Do it with something that you don't really care about, because or you will clean right afterwards. It could cause it to rust. You know what I mean? Because you're playing it wet. Although you could use a solution of probably something with a little more alcohol in it, maybe.
Could you bring up Michael's latest comment? That would frighten me. I'm sorry, that would frighten me.
Oh my God.
I have seen a lot of videos online that have goofy, like there is this clip, I think it's from Riverdance, it might be from Lord of the Dance, I don't know, that's been synced up to Rocky Burnett's Tired of Towing the Line. And it's a riot.
As in Baby Tired of Towing the Line? Okay.
The song's been sped up, and so is the dancing, and it's a riot.
They've been showing some of the Matilda ones with some rock and kind of heavy rock stuff lately too on the shorts. But yeah, that'd be fun. It's really a thing. I believe you. I believe you.
And the deep fakes are hilarious too. If you've ever seen, there's one guy that specializes in doing these deep fakes of popular songs. Like, it's really unnerving to watch this video with David Bowie's face looking like David Bowie singing Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Nice.
And he is good at it. He is really good at it.
I wonder if he's the same guy who's
people.
There's a couple of them I've seen, like they're doing that with the Star Wars characters, like you know Obi-Wan and some of the old Jedis are sitting there watching the movies or something, and they're commenting on them, and you're like, how are they doing that? That's so wild.
I'll have to go through and see if I can find the links for it, because you get a kick out of that.
Send me the links. Oh gosh, is it already time? Holy moly!
Yeah, it is.
What's the time?
Goes fast.
What the heck? You guys are the best. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you. And tell your friends to watch the replay.
Yeah, please do, because we'd love to hear
on either channel. It'll be up on both places.
I want to know. No, okay, yeah, exactly. It will be. No equipment is too cheap or too cheesy. So I would love to know what you guys have that you play your music on. If it's just on the internet, that's fine. If you have a turntable hooked to a tin can, I'd love to know about that too. So just. Do you have a nice system? What would you like to change about it? We'd love to know from you guys what you got and what you want. So not that we're giving away anything, but I'm just saying, it'd be nice to kind of compare notes and see what you guys have out there. And if you have any questions, we'd love to hear that too.
Absolutely.
TC, what do you got going on?
Too much
this week. Besides
I have shows every day, almost every day at 4. This week I have influencers tomorrow at 4. My new show Vinyl Recall, where I'm going to year by year my top favorite albums that I own. On Wednesday at 4. Rank This Thursday at 4. This week will be the premiere of Label. What am I calling it? Label Nova, which is going to be looking at artists and that all have been on smaller labels that exploded for a while and then just died off. That's Friday at 4, and then the Kirkham Report Saturday at 4, and the Radio Retro Countdown every Sunday at 4. Plus this show every other Monday at 6. The next show will be on my channel in 2 weeks, and Obscuria Monday through Friday at 11 a.m.
In other words, you're not doing much of anything.
No.
What a slacker I am. Holy crap.
Well, I have all this extra time since it's taken this new computer, like not even 5% of the time it was taken to process before.
Amazing. I'm telling you, you're going to have a whole day. You don't want to do it. Okay, so we are doing Chick Chat Tuesdays and Thursdays, and tomorrow is a special show. Please be there because we've had 600 subscribers, which is not bad. And we appreciate that so much that we're going to be giving away some stuff. So please come in. Yeah, I know. Woo! 600. So yeah, Johnny put us on his his channel, featured channel of the week, and that was cool. So we got some extra subscribers. So we really appreciate it. Yeah, so come in. We're gonna be doing a live drawing right there on the show because we'll do the hashtag thing. So you have to be there to win. And that would be cool. And the topic, of course, will be multiple and crazy as usual.
Yeah,
that's just the way it works. And then we're on Wednesday with Johnny's finding your auction mojo.
Johnny's hump day auction.
Hump day auction. Thank you. It's late and I'm tired.
It's 7 o'clock, Dawn. That's not late.
I'm old. I'm starting to sound like Mike and Mark. I'm not that old, but yeah. So yeah, it's hump day auction, 2 p.m. Eastern to 6. Yep. And we bring 45s, and hopefully TC and Robert can have a fight about them, I guess. I don't know. But yeah.
No, lately I've been slacking way back because number one, I'm running out of room, and number two, I've had 90% of what was there. If I'm bidding, there's 1 or 2 titles I'm really interested in. So,
Kai and West, they have face on it. Oh, really? Oh, great. Yeah, people are messing with Cayenne. They're doing it, man. It's going on for a few weeks, more than a few weeks now, for sure. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And then we're on Monday with the girls for the Death Pile clearance, Monday at 1 p.m. on Melanie Lightbeam's channel. So if you guys can make it for that, that's great. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We'd love to hear from you. Please go ahead and put a comment in after the show, and let us what you're doing and what you what you got. What you playing your stuff on?
Yeah.
There you go. What you playing your stuff on? Thank you, everybody, for coming in. We will see you on TC's channel in 2 weeks.
All righty. Sounds good.
Is that fair? All right. Take care, everybody.
Be sure to come by.
Out. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.